Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Harondor campaign. We're starting off the turn this time with a nice candidate for adoption. Got an adept governor, expert commander here. He's youthful. He's a man of Gondorian descent as well. Unfortunately, he's only getting the negative benefits of that, or the malices to that. Just the -1 command when commanding cavalry, though, so not too big of a deal, especially at this stage of the campaign where I think I've got enough family members and enough infantry-heavy armies to, if this becomes an issue, we could move him around to where he's needed. But really, the adept governor is very, very nice. We can throw him somewhere, probably up in Gondor, and he's intelligent to boot. So this is all great. He's somewhat learned, which is nice. Commanding said, man, this guy's fantastic. So we'll definitely take him. And I need to figure out where he is. Let's see if we can get that. We did lose a little bit of money last turn. We are training more stuff. The goal in the next few seasons, I think, is to obviously get some of our cool units, the highest tier stuff that we can train. And we've already got several of these. Harondor outright is trained up. Just one more turn and we'll have 4 of them. But we've also been building Swords of Harad. We've been doing some more of the Dúnedainic militia levies in Dol Amroth and in Emin Arnon, just to help beef up the forces that we may need to beat off some of these small armies of the Reunited Kingdom. But we'll see if they raise their noses in this season. There was an army tucked into the trees right here. Let's see if they're still there. Not there, so they may have moved on. They may be in any of these other forests, which is always a little disturbing. So there's another sizable-ish army floating around somewhere. I'm not too sure where they are. But let's see if we can find that new family member. He's not at our capital, so that means he could be at any place where we already have a governor. I think this is him. Yes. So he's in minus honor, which is actually not bad. We could put him down here in Emin Arnon, or what we could do is actually just use him militarily. We've already got an expert governor in minus honor. This guy, Merwan of Adabara, I'm going to leave him right there. But we could mix him with our new adoptee, mix him with a few small units here. Let's see. I feel like we could handle this. Right? We've got a really dangerous cav unit. Let's see if they'll fight. We're gonna get a bunch of reinforcements. Let's show this. Just see how this will go. This will help clear out some of the zone of control issues we're currently having, and we can get this new family member over to the east side of the river. Because we are facing a bit of pressure there. Just a little bit. You can see the Reunited Kingdom is just dribbling units down from the north. They don't have a lot of territory left, so I think we're seeing some piecemeal resistance. We may as well use and abuse these mercenary Gondorian swordsmen because we can retrain them so easily. So let's just go ahead and start the battle. Where are they going to be? Okay, way up here. I'm going to leave these guys out of the fight, I think. The Southron Spears are not going to be great against any of these units. And I'd rather preserve the Plainsmen Mounted Skirmishers. It's not even a full-strength unit. So I think we can handle this. We could probably handle this just with our bodyguard, to be perfectly honest, if I were... if I really had to. But we'll send up these guys to soak up the fire. And because these are a mercenary unit that is local to Gondor, we can retrain them at the chief city, minus honor. The danger is that our general, yeah, he's going to get ahead of the swords because of him being just a faster unit. We'll just send them right up here. They're going to soak up some arrows, hopefully. So our forts are really doing us a lot of good. I mean, the reason we are not under siege in minus honor is because of the forts. So I know it's like 500 or something to build a fort. And it feels like, certainly if you have to fight with them, they are not useful as a battlefield, right? If you've ever fought inside of a fort as a defender, it is not a good time. It feels a bit like a death trap. And if you've ever assaulted one of these temporary forts, then yeah, you can have a very good time doing that depending on what you have. If you have any kind of ranged units, you can just stand outside the walls and just pour into them. Let's see how much damage we can do here. Alright, not a lot. Alright, let's get them from both sides, tie up that unit, and we've taken 1 or 2 losses. Let's pull back. The archers are not engaged currently, so they could be hitting us. They probably are. Nope, they're hitting the swords. Alright, fair enough. Actually, let's see. This is too close probably for a really good charge, but we did get a few casualties. Alright, let's do that again. And how are we doing? 53 to our 50 and 40. I think we'll be fine here. As long as they keep shooting at our swords, we should be good. Okay, and they're going back down into the trees. I'm never sure to what extent trees actually cause trouble for cavalry charges. Alright, we're now good. I think this should be a good charge, though. I know that there's something about forests hindering cavalry. That was certainly the case in Medieval 1. You know, you go around the tree trunks, right? Like, you can watch this charge. These guys will sort of stop and go around it. Other than that, I don't know if there's any, like, mechanical penalty. But that was a very effective charge, and they are broken. And that is going to be infecting the morale of these other king swordsmen. I think I'll just leave them here. We're probably going to end up getting the general killed pretty soon as he can't retreat. Let's speed up the action. Okay, he's running. Yeah, let's just deal with these swords, and they may get off the field, which is, I guess, fine. What do I have here? You know, I guess we could run over and try to intercept the bowmen. They'll probably get away, though. We're actually going to catch him. Okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, we'll do that. They should retreat off the field. Alright, finally we got him. And we only lost like 4 men out of that spearman unit, so that's pretty decent odds. I would have thought that the bowmen would have done more damage to them on the way out, but I guess not. So that should free up this army maybe to cross the river and relieve the other fort, and hopefully we can meet up with the Emyn Arnen force. Let's see what their movement looks like. It's not great, but we could still do it, although we do have this Kingdom Militia unit. Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Oh, okay, we got bowmen. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to have a lot of little battles in this episode, it feels like. We're cleaning out the deadwood. We're cleaning out the underbrush, so to speak. So we'll take care of these couple of units, hopefully, and then we'll be able to get our reinforcements from the south. And yeah, as you can see, we've taken some damage here, but should be good again. Really not worried. The bowmen, I think, are coming from the north, so let's get over here. Oh, no, they're coming from right back there. Okay. Well, I'm not going to rush it. We'll just go ahead and let them do their normal walking pace. Should still be totally fine. I think this is a full unit of swords, and I think this is a full unit of bows. And either one of them should be easy prey for my cav. It's just a matter of getting the swords in to kind of block and help us set up charges. But yeah, this is the sort of, if you want to take a nice, relaxed approach to the end of your campaign, I think this is the way to do it. You could certainly just keep going aggressively, taking city after city after city. But if you do that, as you can see, the mod slows you down a little bit, right? You can't train stuff at new settlements for a while. You have to build up, you have to integrate them within your realm. So let's go right after this cav. I know that maybe a bit tricky. Okay, let's go after the Kingdom Militia. Let's see, how are you gonna do? Oh yeah, just fine. 12. Alright, he's gone, and let's get the back here. And there we go. So yeah, I like setting up forts. It is a lot of fun when you can manage the entry and exits to your realm and not have to worry about just this constant siege situation. I mean, we are seeing a slight bit of it now. Let's go ahead and quit here because we've gotten everybody. I don't need to chase down every last man. But it just is so helpful. Obviously, it doesn't work for every faction because you've got different frontiers. Like, we could not do this in the south. Or at least we couldn't do it as effectively. But the AI does respond to fortifications. You know, as we can see, they're having a hard time getting units around here. And, you know, your alternative is simply dealing with the constant sieges. So I'm not a big fan of that. Let's go ahead now. Grab another mercenary unit, merge them together, and hit the force. And they're actually going to stick around. Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. We got a couple units of men-at-arms. So, you know what? What do we have here? Let's take a look. Yeah, see, I would like you. Alright, here we go. Now we'll do it. I feel a bit better having some javelins to deal with those men-at-arms. We're going to see if we can bring them to bear effectively. But doing this is going to set us up to have the kind of battles that we do want to have. I don't think rain is going to do anything for our javelins. It's not going to hinder them in any way, so it should be good. Let's see. They're probably just going to be fairly straight ahead of us, maybe back there towards the hill. I don't think it matters.
Now the enemy will know fear. Reinforcements have come, and your strength grows once more.
And I will want this reinforcing sword unit, because otherwise I don't have a whole lot going on for aggressive infantry. These guys, you know, they're good at holding. The problem is all of these units are good at cutting down spears, right? Or at least they're going to beat my spears in a one-to-one matchup most of the time. Certainly the men-at-arms. Now, back here... Okay, they're going to just withdraw. Interesting. A little disappointing, actually, because if we could have gotten rid of those men-at-arms here, that would have been very nice. But right back there is the pass to Minas Ithil. I think right through there. And that is going to be one of my targets, I think. We'll see how it plays out, but that would be an easy place to hold. And what they're going to do now is possibly just go back there into the garrison, and yeah, it's going to make it a more difficult proposition. That's kind of what I want, though, at this stage of the campaign. Something a little more interesting. They got a family member in there, and that's it, other than the units that just arrived. They've got a few other guys. So this is great. We're seeing some more varied armies. A full unit of Lasarnic Axemen they still had kicking around. Some Gondorian horsemen, which is more than you can usually find. We got some bows, swords, and spears. So it's a very, very good unit all around, or very good, you know, army in terms of variety. So what can we do with this force now? I want to wait one more season to get that last unit of Harondor Outriders, and then we'll bring them up north. And then we'll add to that these Swords of Harad. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one. We will have also another season before we get our unit of Retainer Spearmen, and then we'll start filtering those guys north. To be honest, still got an Haradrian fleet with a single unit. So I guess they could disembark at some point. But I would like to have, you know, a reasonable army up here again that we can use to deal with these threats a little more assertively. Now, one thing I could do too is just take this army on right now. But I think I'm going to just adopt this kind of defensive position currently. Let's see. Is this good ground to be on? Or maybe we could be somewhere like up here. I think that's a decent hill. Or should give us one. So let's see if we've got any scouts in the region. Yeah, we may not. We saw that there is some activity around here. Yeah, Khand is definitely moving up. Still not capturing some of these central places. Well, let's bring the scout back over. So we've got Ravanian here still. We know we've got Ravanian down here. And we've got some Reunited Kingdom stuff up here and up here as well. So they've got this arc of provinces in the north. And they do still have, you know, the northwestern part of Mordor, even even half of Nirn, I guess, or at least one settlement there. So that's going to be their breadbasket for now. This is probably also bringing in some cash, you know, maybe this one. So they could be producing stuff. They're not going to be producing any of those Lasarnic Axemen for until they get Arnak back, which hopefully they won't. Let's see. Okay, so we've got lots of cash there. We want to wait before we destroy any of our Dominion buildings or any of the enemy Dominion buildings until this one is built so we can keep public order nice and happy. But in the meantime, let's grab Romafalla's Keep. Now, for this, I am almost tempted to just do an autocalc. Let's see what that does. Yeah, we lost about 100 men, but every fort battle does not need to be fought. We'll just occupy that, and we've still got a decent crew here. I think we lost a lot in our swords, so that is unfortunate, but you know what, let's just merge them together. We may have some unfortunate leftovers, so they can be good garrison duty, right? We'll leave 11 there, and even with normal taxes, that's a blue face, so pretty decent. Let's go ahead and upgrade or improve those walls again. And yeah, we could immediately train Dúnedainic militia levies. So we just need to wait for the population to grow. That should get us to our 26th settlement. That means we are 4 provinces away from victory. So now what to do with this force? I think I'm going to leave it around here for now. We'll maybe move up here. Let's put us on a hill somewhere. And we can't quite reach it with these guys. I guess I should have thought of that. But I'm a little wary of these forests. I know I moved a spy through, but I don't want to get ambushed with a diminished, half stack here. So let's see if they will allow us to steal Kalemvel without a siege. We've got swords and bows standing on the ford, and then we've got a decent army in here. A good mix for what they're up to right now. Let's just move one tile ahead. Let's hit. Okay, and they're going to come out as reinforcements. Alfros of Tarlang's Neck. Balance of power bar, of course, shows us with a healthy lead in this fight. And we should outnumber them, I think, and we've got lots of good units to maneuver around and capture the city here. But I think this is going to be our stopping point for northward expansion, at least in this part of Gondor. Alright, so that's where they're going to come from, behind and to our right. And you can actually see under the city here, very interesting. Obviously this is just, the sort of the distant image. You couldn't go over there, right, and get a closer view. This is just like LOD or whatever they call it. So we're actually looking underneath the city, a very, very rare view of the underside of a settlement. Okay, so they are going to be on the other side of this crossing. I think what we want to do is use the trees to our advantage in the sense that we want to remain hidden. I think the AI is fooled by that. So, in other words, they're going to come from not that far away. This is the back of the battle map right here. And so if we hide a bunch of guys like in the trees, we could put some here or here, they might think we're not around, right? And then their army comes forward. And we want to let them all come out well away from the edge of the battle map there so we can pick them off. We are going to need to reserve some cav here, though, so we can rush across the river and take out the swords and bows that are there. So let's do that with, I guess, the good experience guy. Let's take them all off skirmish mode before we forget. Let's see. And let's send some infantry. I think 2 of those guys should be sufficient. And we'll send one of you, and you are fast as well. So all of you guys, I'm just going to run you straight over. I'm going to group you simply for the purpose of organization. And how do I want to array the rest of you? Alright, bodyguards we'll put like here. And the other cav. Let's see, can we hide them all? Yes, great. And that leaves these 2 cav units. We'll put them right back here. And otherwise, we've got these infantry types. We've got 2 units of archers. Oh, I forgot a 4th infantry. Okay, great. And skirmishers. Alright, so something like that, I think, should be fine. We'll keep them here as kind of bait, I guess. Maybe we'll move the generals a bit forward into the trees. There we go. Let's march you right across. And yeah, they're going to be right here. And that's what I like to see. They're all moving. And this is the bodyguard unit, of course. We've got some kingdom's militia. A couple of units of swords. And some bows here as well. So we will have to turn to face this. But let's get our guys across the river here. And they're way off into the trees. There are some archers in here somewhere. But I'm sure they're not too far from the bodyguard unit. Or the general, the captain there. Alright, so let's speed it up and see that they keep approaching. And it takes your guys a long time to cross these fords. So that is always a consideration when you need to take out all of an army, right? Like in this type of situation, you want to make sure you can time it right so you have plenty of time to hunt them all down. Like if they decide to retreat now, even if we destroy all of these guys, I'm not sure exactly what would happen. Technically, we're on the river crossing, right? So we should, logically, these guys should not be able to retreat through us to the city. But I don't know that logic would operate. I think the game might just make its own decision. So let's turn quickly. My cav are still not visible to the enemy, which is great. We've got plenty of space back here to run around. But this is, of course, going to be the key thing. Let's go ahead and not wait and send our guys right at the general. Let's send them out. Let's send them out. All right, and let's get the infantry out. Okay. We are doing some damage already with the javelins. Let's bring them down in case we need to get a bolter, because if that general gets away, if he flees, the border is not super far. Alright, we're getting into a bit of, I wouldn't say trouble, but we do have to watch things. Okay, okay, okay. Did we get him? Are we going to get him? I think we are. So let's pull him out. Yep. Okay, he's gone. We've got to actually get the rest of these guys. I can't forget that. Okay. Right, you go right here. You go right here. Everyone else can kind of chill out. Okay, throw you in. Throw you in. All of you guys hit that Kingdom Militia unit. It's kind of messy, again, because the goal here is so much about preventing the enemy from getting away. It's more about that than it is about saving my men. And I think we're in a good position to do that. Alright, but let's get the cav going. I think we need to go after them. Let's invite some hits. Oh shoot, okay, so they're marching towards the edge. That could be a problem. If they get off the edge of the map, then again we may run into the situation where we don't get the city because some of the enemy got away. Now fortunately the bows are not the captain of this unit. Do seem to be slowing down somewhat, and we may catch them. Yeah, they're not interested in fleeing, they're skirmishing away.
The enemy flee! Chase them from the field and give them no
Alright,
rest.
all of that looks fine. And he's gonna be just destroyed, I think. We've got 73 Harondor armsmen, 72. I mean, we've taken hardly any losses with these guys. As expected, they're quite tough. And we did just engage and destroy just about all of those bowmen of Gondor. So let's come back here and inflict what should be the killing blow. The last wrecking of their morale. And yeah, let's let the archers handle that. I'm sure we get a lot of friendly fire losses here. This is... God, get out of the way. Everybody get out of the way. Alright. There we go. And that, I think, is the captain. That should be that. Alright, yeah, so actually, not as bad as I thought. I mean, there were definitely some sloppy casualties that I took there. But it could have been a lot worse. So as always, we're going to see if we have movement points to get into the city here. Okay, that puts us on the ford. We get all kinds of movement points. Let's take it. Columbell is ours. Lay Desolate. And take a quick glance at public order. As you can see, Columbell is not too happy with us. But actually, every place else should be fine. We haven't destroyed the settlement or the Dominion building yet. So, low taxes, 90% public order. We'll just get rid of these mustering fields. And I think nothing else needs to be destroyed. We'll keep all of this. You know, theoretically we could use it, but realistically we're at 27 provinces. So it's probably not going to be a factor. So now, we've got an emissary right here. Let's move him up to the city of Mornend, keep an eye on it, and move him around. There was that army, I guess, that was in the woods. Alright, yeah, 6 units... 3 swords, 3 spears. I think that's what I was seeing before, actually. It's significant enough that they could cause some trouble if they get in here and, you know, get close to a settlement. So, to that end, I guess, we can do this. Like, we'll move some of these guys over when we get the chance. Actually, we can probably do that now. Yeah, just enough movement points. Let's see what it looks like. 3 of the spears, and... Gondorian swords. You know what? Let's leave him in there for now. It's good to have a sword unit because otherwise we can't easily train them. And so I think we'll leave that there. All right, Harad's wanting something, but not following through. So it could be a bribery attempt. Could be just AI weirdness. Who knows? Alright, and yes, we now have our beautiful 4-stack of Harondor Outriders. Let's take them all out. And we'll move them north, where they will meet up with some swords of Harad. And I feel like we should probably go ahead and send an emissary or something along with them. Yeah, you know, quite honestly... Even if the city gets bribed, that's better than losing these units at this point in the game. Harmen is just offering some extra swords. It's not crucial as a border anymore, so I think we're good. All right, and we've got some Southron, some retainer spearmen. So at this point, we can take them north. We can take our single unit north and start moving them up. Or we could wait another couple of turns. I don't know. Let's take a look at you. You're not the governor, and he's new come to manhood. So we could wait another couple of turns to bring those spearmen north. I know that risks us maybe not seeing them in battle, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And actually, yeah, let's... Okay, we've got a master silversmith here already. And because he's been hanging out in Umbar City, which has some apparently appropriate developments, he's also got a master silversmith, which is a great retinue. Plus 20% to trade income. So let's see, what's the reason for that? What do we have for buildings here? Probably some kind of mines. Yeah, we've got mines, exactly that. We've got mines, we've got metalsmith workshops. So I guess the silversmith is just a virtue of us having mines there. Great. Okay, so Harondor is all set. I guess we can keep training these outriders in case we get into more trouble than we expect. We'll at least have them queued up there. And so in a couple of turns, they're going to be arriving right outside Em and Arnon. And so far, this army hasn't moved. That's fine. I'm going to leave my guys there. I'm going to see if they do anything, if the men-at-arms inside Minas Ithil want to make a move to break out. But otherwise, yeah, let's queue up yet another Dunedainic. Let's go for a couple Dunedainic militia levies. And we've got our forces here. So in terms of the 3 that we need to get, one of them needs to be Harlorn, and then we need 2 more. So these to me seem like the most reasonable ones. So I think the way this is going to play out is we'll get our outriders up here. We'll meet them up with Akil of Keresnan, and you know, we'll sort of throw in some other stuff. Maybe at this stage, see, no, we can't. We can't. I was going to bring this guy back east to help, but we are going to need to defend because we do have, if not quality, at least quantity to deal with at this point. They're very concerned about us moving into Western Gondor, even though, quite honestly, I am not interested in that. I don't want to take Mornan because, again, I would need to defend this ford or this settlement at least, but also this one. So I would need 2 armies. And I guess you could argue that that's what I have currently, but it's harder to support, right? If you want another army to quickly get up here, it's going to take a bit longer. So I think this is just a more manageable scenario. The question is, what can I afford to take away at this point? Like, this looks like a very nice army. So I think what I can do... Let's get the army out. Let's just entirely remove them. Because all these units are good. And let's see how many of the low-tier militia levy types we can throw in. And just out of curiosity, how do they compare to our own native Harondor footmen, who do admittedly have a couple more experience chevrons? So 10 and 24 versus 9 and 23. So yeah, our guys are better. And so let's... Yeah, it's actually really manageable. Let's bring 2. And I think you're going to do double duty. Fuinur, the Great Conqueror. Well, actually, maybe I'll switch commanders here. So I'll leave basically this army roughly here. And their job is going to be, you know, defending the west from the Reunited Kingdom. This army under Fuinur, the Great Conqueror, is going to maybe head down to Harlorn. So let's do that. Let's get you down here. I mean, they could put this under siege next turn, so we have to be a little careful. But I think we can do it. Let's bring you right there. And in fact, let's bring a couple of family members, because this guy looks like he's getting old. He is seasoned. This guy's mature, which is nice, and this guy's youthful. So let's take the youthful one. Actually, let's take... Yes, we'll do it this way. We'll take you and you, bring you over here. And you can come down here. And actually, we need to go this way, I guess. We need to go to Lynn here, grab a boat, and then head down to take Harlorn. And yeah, this army is going to be probably ready very soon to head back up and hit Kalembel. It's going to look like a very tempting target to them because they've got 6 units and we've got like 2 inside. But if they put it under siege, we'll be able to just swat them away, I think. No trouble at all there. In terms of recruitment here, we can even start recruiting out of this fort because our population growth is quite decent, you know. And it'll be a few turns before we can do the same there. Lynn here, actually, yeah, Outland Dominion. We've been holding off on that, apparently. We may have just finished the provincial pacification and I missed it. But regardless, that'll help things out. And I'm going to hold here until our reinforcements arrive from the south. All right, yeah, we'll get the spy up there. We'll get 2 spies in that region. A little overkill. And down here, everything's looking fine north of Mordor. I'm just going to ignore this request for trade. So the AI loves trade in Rome Total War, and they will often ask you for trade rights, even when it doesn't make any sense. Like, I literally cannot trade with Dale. But here we're going to be facing a nice defensive battle from, okay, a unit of Kingdom Militia and this more mixed unit. So this could be challenging depending on the ground. They've got a bit of everything, and it's showing as an even battle. So let's see how it plays out. I would not mind having an interesting fight, even if we lose. I guess I could take that. Okay, none of my swords of Harad are up here. So it's going to be all just pure melee. We do have 1 skirmisher, and we do have, of course, our Cav General, who is really the most important unit here. But we don't want to get him killed, certainly before our reinforcements arrive.
As if numbers mattered.
So we'll just, like, turn here. Yeah, they're going to be coming from over there. We could go uphill further, but where we're not really starting off in a great position, I don't know that it makes that much sense to try to go for the very highest ground. We are going to tire out our own men. So I am going to, in fact, take you guys off fire at will, and we're going to just run down and take out those Kingdom Militia. We've got 2 units to their 1. It's basically the same type of unit here. And we're going to do a little bit of flanking with an understrength unit of sword mercenaries. Alright, they're still in the trees, those reinforcements. I'm not going to worry too much about these guys. If they rout and come back, that's fine. I do want to keep the army kind of close together because this is a bigger problem. They've got cav, they've got bows, they've got heavy axes. And I'd like to save the javelins for those axes if possible. They're really struggling to approach. I guess they started off pretty far away, but let's see. Alright, so they're probably going to get here just as these guys are routing.
The gods smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed.
Okay, everybody can halt. And let's use this opportunity to get up a little bit higher. We are going to have to play the high ground game, I guess, because you can tell they're thinking about it too. And in fact, we are downhill slightly from this slope, but they're attacking us. Yeah, and I think, why don't we do this? We'll move you to the back row. Alright, there's the Axemen. Right there on their right wing. Looks like they're thinking about bringing the cavalry right over. Alright, we'll go off skirmish. We will... Actually, no, we're not going to do fire at will. We're going to wait. Militia and swords. And that's actually nice because we can use our cav to counter those swords. Let's just hold the position here. We should do pretty well. Alright, let's go right here, right into those King's Swordsmen. After those militia, and set us up to do a charge from uphill. And let's go straight down. We'll try to get in the way of those bowmen. Give them something else to do. Let's, I don't know. We'll maybe flank with the axemen. Alright, these axemen are wavering already. Well, you know, we do have a family member. It's a retainer unit who's very frightening. And all they have is a captain. So let's use that cav. Alright, we're gonna catch those archers, no problem. Bring our swords back down. And we'll hit the general or the captain. Oh yeah, they should be done pretty soon. Alright, and now we're free. Get set up in the rear. Okay, there we go.
These men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
Very nice. And with that, we've got pretty much the Ithil Road, or the North Ithilian Road, pretty clear. We'll go ahead and stop that. Yeah, we lost a lot of men, though. 130 or so. So more than I thought. But I'm guessing it's a lot of the militia. They're pretty good, as you can see, at stopping stuff. They will take losses. And a suitable husband. Okay. So he's a competent commander. He is youthful. You know, let's take him. At this point in the campaign, he is in Rad Harnan, which is in the south. Okay, good. We'll bring him back up to the north here. Yeah, he married this guy's daughter, it looks like. So we'll just bring him up. And let's see, he won't be able to join them this turn, but that is okay. He will next turn or two. And I guess actually we can combine these forces now, which might be a good idea. Let's do this, though. We'll bring you all back to Honor for retraining. And, yeah, so much population. And next turn, we'll be able to get going on our own training stuff, too. And, as a matter of fact, we can get the militia guys retrained down here. So, what do they normally have? 80? Okay. So, just you and you back to Emin Arnon. And are we training? Yeah, we are. Okay, great. And retraining, fantastic. So, what do we have? Kingdom of the Reunited Kingdom versus Dunland. Okay, we got a Dunedain trader and captain on Akil of Karasnan. Great. So we'll keep him in the saddle here, commanding this army, but we will also have this guy as a backup, which is fine because I want him to be the one leading. He's the expert commander, and so this is where these titles really come into play. This +2 command doesn't actually make him a better strategist. Like, he doesn't magically get better at being a general because someone gives him a title, right? That's just not how it works. What happens is he is higher up in the military hierarchy, and so he will take command when he's fighting a battle if there's another commander present. So when the other guy joins him, this guy who has 0 command stars will be underneath the command of Akil, who has 2 command stars. And so that's what command means when you are on the campaign map. Now on the battle map, you look at the traits, right? So you figure out who's actually good based on their traits. So that's what we'll be doing shortly. So let's just keep up the training. Oops, we'll go for like 4 swords, I guess. And yeah, another season. I think we'll go north when we hit 2 retainer spears. That should be just fine. We were predictably put under siege by this army here, and so at least now we're calling them out, right? Because they are telegraphing their moves very clearly. We can see Pinnith Galen is basically emptied. You never know, right? There could be armies in the trees, but this big army is now moving up, and they're going to be within reach of Kalembel next season. So I'm now thinking we want to take the Great Conqueror and deal with this. Let's swat them away. They're actually going to fight. All right. I mean, we'll do it. They may withdraw pretty soon. I kind of hope they do, because otherwise I'd rather not fight one of these crossings. But let's see, they don't have any ranged stuff. It's just swords. What do we have here? Okay, so probably that unit was right there. Okay, great. This is actually fine. We'll just call that good.
New troops have arrived on the battlefield.
Yeah, they're way up here.
Send them to the point of crisis.
Oh. Alright, we need to, whatever. We'll just send them up in this direction, and I'm sure it'll all work out. They've got something like 6 units total. Most of them are militia, as is the commander here, and they've got, I think, just 1 unit of Kingdom Swords. So we'll see what happens. Once we cross the river, I'm hoping they're going to withdraw. I wouldn't mind having them combine with the other stack that's back by Mornin, and then we could have one big climactic battle for, like, the west of Gondor, right? That would be okay as far as I'm concerned. It looks like they're going to be deploying, you know, kind of like I want. That should be fine anyway. Looks like infantry's up front, archers are in the back. I'm not taking too much time with this battle, as you can tell. I'm pretty sure that we can make it work. I could probably just send all of my Harondor armsmen pretty much straight at them, and we would be fine. So, in fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we just give them a nice marching order? Archers are going to pause pretty soon, start shooting at the general. We'll get the other guys to emerge. There they go. Alright, so now I'm going to give them different orders because, yes, we've got different guys available now in the field. Different targets. Okay, Kingdom Militia. And yeah, and even our cav skirmishers are now in range to start throwing at these guys. So we'll just let this infantry melee play out. Okay, so they're trying to pursue some order. Okay, they're trying to take the general. Let's just actually have them fight these guys. I don't think they took any losses. They're just marching straight through the enemy there, but maybe some friendly fire losses here. So that was a sort of a sloppy charge order, or I don't even know if it was a charge, but when you have group advance or group attack orders, the AI will send its individual units to sort of choose their own targets. It's a great little feature when it works. It's not super consistent. So as you can see, you know, because it's a forest battle, because I'm getting a little lazy at this point in the campaign, I didn't put a huge amount of thought into it. But you do have to be a little careful with those march order mass commands, because as you can see, the guys can get a little confused. All right, let's turn back. We're going to take some losses on this, but not too bad, and there we go. That brings us the victory.
They are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
Very nice. Alright, so that's the enemy captain. And that's 6 units that will not be troubling Kalembel anymore. Let's go ahead and exit the battle here. That's of course not the end. I just about guarantee that next turn we'll have that big army on Kalembel. Unless I keep the army here. I think if I keep the big army right here, they're probably not going to attack, because they just would see that that would not be successful. So maybe what I should do is move them up a little bit, but I'm kind of curious to see if they'll attack, if they'll come down and try to hit me. For some reason, it's showing that they could move through my army, but that's got to be just an incorrect display. So how about we try this? Maybe we make it look as though Kalembel is undefended. Get a little ambush set up. Okay. So, yes, we're waiting one more turn for that. I just want to see what that ambush is going to do, if it's going to actually be successful. If the AI is not going to fall for it. No. Alright, I don't think we need this guy. So we'll just ditch him here. But yeah, Umbar, look at this. Dramatic mane of white hair on this grizzled old veteran. Who is this? This is Obiadjulu of the House of the Singing Bird. Fantastic name. And he's been the governor of Umbar for many years. Okay, minus honor project complete. So now we can start doing some of this other stuff. Let's get Pelargir next. That seems like the most Harondor appropriate place to bring into the fold. And as for minus honor, let's go. We can go for Metalsmith's Quarter already. A nice armor bonus there. But we can't train anything, so let's just do that. This will just give us our militia levies. It's a start. Okay, so anything new here? Dale and Rune are at war. Okay, I don't know that really changes things too much. We'll see what Dale and the Bjornings are up to. But yes, here we've got our nice army. I think we'll move him up here. I know I could have grabbed some cavalry mercs there, but I don't think it's super necessary. And we'll go there. And now Akil is indeed the commanding officer of the army. We'll move him up onto the crossing. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to get a nice even 6 of the militia guys. But this is a varied enough army for our purposes at this point in the campaign. Certainly capable of dealing with this guy, Arganui of Lasarnak. And he's come out of Minas Ithil, leaving the men-at-arms there, making this not a super attractive proposition. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just not seeing a whole lot. So any resistance is going to come from over here, I guess, potentially from Calenhad. They could bring some guys down from the northwest. But I think what we're going to do is next turn we'll see what this army is up to, and we'll make our decisions based on that. Unfortunately, it looks like this force has just moved into Mornin. Was that really all of them, or did they have more guys? I'm not trusting it. Yeah, okay. They've got a guy right there.
Moving.
Well, geez.
Sire.
I mean, we could do that. 27. This would be 28. Then this would have to be 29, and some other settlement would have to be 30, which would be one of these two, I guess. I want to give it a shot. I mean, it might be fun. This is going to be a very, very basic army, right? They don't have a whole lot to throw at me. We could definitely get over here. I'm curious if they would stick around and try to fight, or if they would withdraw. Let's get right here. How did we get past you? Wow. Oh, maybe we can go here? Wow. Okay. I really would have thought this guy would have stopped us. But let's hit the army. All right, they're going to stick and fight, so we'll see if this will work. But I think this will wait for the next episode, folks. We're going to see if we can grab Mornin. I know I said I didn't want to take it, but at this point, why not, right? We've got a big army. This is our great conqueror. It feels appropriate to try to grab this and at least buy us a bit of peace around here so I can feel free to take an army down, to take Harondor. But meanwhile, we've got our cool army, and unfortunately, our army with the cool units is not near anything that would be, that interesting to fight. Maybe we'll take him up to Columbell just to get, a bigger battle going on. But as I said, we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, take care.